another video. In this video, I'm actually going to do something that you'll hopefully find helpful as well. I always try and do something helpful in my videos. And actually the reason that I started YouTube, to be honest with you, was because I kind of just needed an outlet during postpartum, and I wanted to talk about the things that I had gone through, but I also felt like I wanted to try and just give advice to any other new moms and basically anyone that felt at all in the same kind of position that I was in. So that's really why I started YouTube. So I always try and include something helpful in my videos because, yeah, it's a long story and I've talked about it in a few different videos, but yeah, I just really felt like there wasn't enough support for moms out there, like new moms, second-time moms. It doesn't matter what it is, but I just feel like I don't think we get enough support. So yeah, that was kind of like the main driving force of me starting my YouTube. So just kind of segued there for a sec. But yeah, so in today's video, I'm going to be decluttering, reorganizing, and cleaning my entire wardrobe. So I'm going to be showing you all of the clothes that I own. I'm not going to go like one by one and show you each clothing item. That would be really boring. But because it's such a small amount of items, you will literally see all of them at a glance. You'll see me pull out each category of clothing and organize it. And as I'm doing my decluttering and organization and cleaning of the wardrobe, I'm going to be talking over it while you watch me do that, explaining to you the process so that you can do the same thing with your closet, and so that you can successfully declutter if you want to declutter anything in your closet, or if you feel like maybe you have too many things in there and you want to have a change, or maybe you just want to get yourself ready for autumn, winter. Whatever it is, hopefully you will find this helpful. So I'm going to be talking you through the process so that you can basically follow along if you want to, or you can write the process down and do it another time. And yeah, and I'll also be doing a try on as I go, because trying the clothes on is also an important part of decluttering them. But it's just a fun little way as well to do like a little bit of an autumn kind of like, that's what I'm going to have for autumn. Like same with this sweater, for example. I just wear it with my brown leggings. And it's just such an easy like go-to, almost like uniform outfit. And I think this is another one of the things that I've learned by having a really minimal and a very capsule wardrobe, is it actually works really well to almost have like a uniform throughout the seasons. I'll talk all about that at the end of the video. Redoing my entire closet, getting it ready for autumn, winter, clearing anything out that I don't need, and I'll be taking you through the process along with me whilst I do it. End of all of that, at the end of the try-on, at the end of the reorganization and the cleaning, I'm going to talk to you about the benefits that I've seen, that I felt and experienced by having such a minimal wardrobe and by having like such a reduced number of clothes, and like basically a capsule wardrobe. So I just want to mention again that the clothes that you're going to see, what's in my closet, that is the entirety of the clothes that I have. So I don't have like other clothes stored somewhere else. What you see in my closet is everything that I have. And I also want to mention that before I got to this point where I am now, which you'll shortly see, the amount of clothes that I have, I actually used to have, there's these wardrobes in IKEA, I think they're called clip-on or something like that, but they're big, like really big 3-door wardrobes. And I actually had 2 of those, and they were full. Both wardrobes were absolutely full of clothes, like my clothes. And then on top of that, I used to have, you know, again, IKEA sell these kind of like underbed, kind of like storage. They're all white, like plasticky white storage. They're called boxes, but they feel like a bag. Anyway, it doesn't matter. IKEA sell those as well. And they basically fit the full depth of the wardrobe. And they're about, I don't know, about 60 centimeters wide. Right, well, across the top of both closets, I had, it's really dark and rainy, so a great day to be filming an autumn winter wardrobe turnaround and try on. But yeah, across the top of those 2 closets, I had those boxes that I've just described going all the way across the top, not just 1 row, but 2. And that was all just clothes. And aside from that, I also had tons of shoes and boots. I had like probably six pairs of over-the-knee boots. I had like 6 pairs of Uggs. Spring and summer shoes is something that I never really had a lot of. I had like maybe 2 or 3 heels. That is how many clothes I used to have. I used to have so many clothes, so many shoes, so many boots, and now you're about to see what I have, even though you've already just seen a preview, but you're now going to see all of it. And yeah, I hope that you enjoy watching. Grab something nice and cozy to watch along with. And I hope that you get inspired to clean out and clear out your wardrobe and get it ready for autumn and winter as well. So let's get started. Okay, so the very first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna have to take out all of your clothes from your closet. Every single item, all your t-shirts, all your pants, all your sweaters, every single thing has to come out. Lay it all out somewhere, whether it's on the floor or your bed or wherever you wanna lay it out, but take every single thing out of there. Now that everything is out, what you're gonna wanna do is organize it all into categories. So dresses, pants, sweaters, cardigans. And I really recommend that you make more categories within each one. So for example, within my pants, I have a section for jeans. Then I have a section for kind of more relaxed pants, such as like maybe knitted pants or something. Yeah, so here's all the stuff just out everywhere so that you can see. These things here, I'm going to actually be getting rid of. And then these things here I've removed because they're part of my very summery wardrobe. It's a tank top, a linen shirt, and some shorts. Now these things I'm gonna get rid of. These things I'm gonna have to try on and then see what I'm keeping and what I'm not. So there's a couple of jeans there and some pants. And then these things are basically just my pajamas and all the things that I wear when I'm on my period. So that's all gonna stay. And then everything here I'm obviously going to have to sort through now and maybe try on and see how I get on. Okay, so I'm now going over to all of the things that I know for a fact that I'm keeping, such as, for example, my 3 pairs of leggings. I have chocolate brown, navy blue, and black. Those are staying because I use them all the time. Next, I also have like about maybe 5 kind of shorts, as you can see there. They're kind of like cotton shorts. I wear those pretty much when I'm on my period. That's what I wear. That is a sweatpant, for example, so I know I'm gonna keep that. I only have 2. I have that beige one and then I have a navy one, as you can see there. Both of those things are staying because that's what I use when I'm on my period and I'm at home. This is that selection of shorts like I've just shown you, which is what I wear on my period. So I'll usually wear them underneath, like, I don't know, say my pajamas or my dresses. It just makes me feel a bit more secure when I'm on my period rather than just like, yeah, not having that. And then the rest is just like my PJs. So I'm just folding them and getting them ready to store. So now, before we keep going, it's time for a little try on. So these are some new pants that I got myself for this season. They are nice and loose and flowy, and they have pockets, and they're, of course, in my color palette, chocolate brown. So for me, this is a perfect clothing item that I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of. It's comfortable, but it's still dressy, so it means that I can still look put together whilst I'm still feeling, relaxed and comfortable. So next I'm trying on these jeans, which as you can see are way too tight on me. I actually did buy these about 4 months postpartum, and at the time they fit relatively comfortably. So I thought that they would be the great perfect pair of jeans because I only have 1 pair of jeans. That's all I ever really need because I don't use jeans. These jeans, on the other hand, are very nice and loose and comfortable. So like I said, it was a toss-up between the two. One is a fancy Abercrombie jean and this one is a really basic one from Primark, but they actually don't look too dissimilar in the video, as you can see, and these are just fantastic. They're super comfortable. It feels like I'm wearing pretty much a sweatpant. So these are a keep, and the Abercrombie ones are a no. Now these are some jeans that I bought quite a few years back from the White Company. They're organic cotton and they're a skinny jean. They're quite stretchy, almost like a legging, so they're still very comfortable, and because of the quality and because they still fit me pretty comfortably, I'm gonna hold on to these for a little while longer. But I have to admit that I haven't used them in over a year. Especially ever since being pregnant and postpartum, they just do not work for me because they just make me just feel too restrictive. Even though they're stretchy, they're still tight. And this is my last pair of pants that I'm trying on. As you can see, I don't have any white jeans, so this is just a white jean. It's just to hit that category of having a different color option for when I want to wear a jean. These are from Hollister. They're very comfortable, and I think that they're worth keeping because they're wearable in the summer. They're wearable in the spring, and they're wearable in the winter as well. Yeah, and then the last one is actually these gray ones. They're also organic cotton from the White Company, and these are so comfortable. These are truly like wearing a sweatpant. I will be keeping these, even though, again, I do have to admit I haven't worn them in over a year. So now I'm just trying on a few of these kind of stretchy knitted pants. I find these really nice and comfortable for like lounging around the house. It's like a little bit of a more dressed up way to be at home. I don't often wear these out anymore at the minute, but they are very comfortable, very practical pants for being around the house in the winter. So we've now sorted through all of the pants. That's the PJs. I've got 2 or 3 sets of PJs there. Those are all my little period shorts. My 3 sweatpants, my knitted pants, and my leggings. So I've got a knitted pant, my 2 leggings, and the knitted one you just saw me try on, so 4 there, and my jeans. So I'm keeping the 1 jean, the silver one, and then the white one, and that's it for my jeans. So just 3 pairs of jeans there. I call it jeans, but they're not all jeans. Obviously, only one of them is a jean. Okay, so now it's time to sort through my t-shirts. T-shirts is an area where I have to completely rebuy them. None of these t-shirts actually really properly fit me anymore, other than a couple of long ones and this really big one that I've just bought. So this one I'm keeping, the big one that I've just shown you. Both of these are great. So far I'm only keeping 2, and then this blue one. This is a really nice long, very comfortable, stretchy blue t-shirt. So that's it, 3 t-shirts. But I'm actually going to have to take all of that out as well and just give it a little clear up before we get started. Okay, so now we're moving on to the next category, which is sweaters. I don't have to try anything on in this category because I don't really have any. This is the new one that I bought for this year. So obviously, as you can see, yes, I'm keeping that. I've just bought it. It's super practical, it's long, it's knitted. And I've basically been wearing it every day. Then I've got this one, which is a little bit more of like a loungewear one. Again, it's really nice and long, so it covers me up when I'm wearing leggings, and that's basically how I like to wear it. I wear it quite often, just with leggings. And then this is my Ralph Lauren sweater, which of course is a wardrobe staple for me, and I would never ever get rid of that. I actually use this all the time as well. It's very practical, very functional, and very, it combines with so many things in my closet. So now I'm just going through the cardigans, putting everything back on the hanger, checking in case anything is like really not okay, but I've only got these 3 cardigans, a little zip top hoodie, and yeah, there you go. So that cable knit one, the long one, and then that little beige one. So I've only really got 3 cardies. It's not really anything to declutter. Next I've got this really great skirt. I don't have any winter skirts, so I bought myself this one. This was actually £5 at TK Maxx. It's from Zara, so it was originally like £45, and I literally got it for $5.99 on the discount clearance rail at Zara. At TK Maxx. It's the perfect color, so yeah, I have that. And then I have just this skirt as well, which I think combines really well with pretty much anything in my closet. And lastly, I have this skirt, which I've also had for a couple of years, which again just works really well color-wise with everything that I've got in my closet. Right, so I've also just gone through these, which are where I keep my intimates. So this box, and these are from IKEA, by the way. This box is from, sorry, has my bras and my underwears. So that's that. And then this one has more like my period underwears and some extra socks. So period underwear just means like it's just black, like, you know, like bikini black. It's just like plain. So that's what's in that one. And yeah, this is just like my everyday underwear and bras go in here, which are nothing special. They're basically just maternity bras. And then in here I have some pajamas. Well, just one pajama, two pajama, that stripy one there, and just some socks. And that's it. So that's all that goes here at the bottom. So one thing you want to consider at this moment where you're now going to declutter and maybe get rid of some things, be really careful and very mindful and consider your lifestyle. Think about what you actually do, where you actually go, what is your life like day to day. Think about that, both while you're getting rid of things and also while you're potentially making a list of things that you want to buy, because it's normal, like that happens. I bought this is new for this season. I didn't have a big oversized woolly sweater for autumn or winter, because again, having just been pregnant and done a massive clear out and, you know, postpartum, I actually got rid of all of my clothes. Like I said before, they didn't fit me. So it, you know, I've also bought things. Just because you're like a minimalist doesn't mean that you don't buy things. It just means that you're very careful about what you buy. You're very methodical and you think about it, you know, you plan it out. So I really suggest having almost like an inventory. It might sound like a little bit over the top, but it's very helpful. While you're decluttering and getting rid of things, if there's like gaps, like for example, you notice like maybe, you know, for example, for me, as you'll see, I don't have any long sleeve t-shirts. So going into autumn, winter, I know I'm going to have to buy some of those. But you might notice that you don't have maybe any skirts and you like wearing skirts, or you might notice that you don't have any, I don't know, any maybe light sweaters, like maybe you have big thick chunky sweaters, big thick chunky cardigans, but maybe you need something more fitted or something to match with some of your other clothes so that you can make everything a little bit more wearable. So just little things like that, but only you will know that. I'm giving you random examples of items, but that might not apply to the way you have your wardrobe at all. You don't need chunky knits and you don't need non-chunky knits. Only you know what you need. So that's the point of what I'm interjecting here, is think very carefully about your lifestyle and what you actually do every day. Not what you'd like to do, like, oh, I'd love to buy that dress because it's shiny and it has sequins and it looks like such a fun dress to wear out for a night party. But, you know, if you don't do that, there's no point in you having that dress. So yeah, think very carefully about what you actually do day to day. And as you're decluttering and organizing your clothes, think about if there's anything missing that you need for your day-to-day. Like maybe, you know, for me, for example, like if I'm on my period, I might need comfortable sweatpants. You know, do I have like 2 of those? Then great, you know, but say I only have 1, then I would know, well, I should probably get at least 1 more. This is trash. So we're gonna throw that away now. And then I'm just gonna clean here. As you can see, there's dust just with this old undie that I'm gonna throw away. Yeah, you can see that that's really dirty. So I'm just gonna clean all of this down here as well. So dirty. Kept this pair of shorts out because the UK weather is really unpredictable, and in this house, because it's quite warm, I might still need like a pair of shorts. This is the only pair of shorts I have, so I'm just gonna keep this out. And I'm gonna put it amongst my period stuff, which is just behind my leggings, as you can see there. So those are my leggings. I've got 2 leggings, one in brown, one in black. I actually have a navy blue one, which is in the wash. And then I have these 2 ribbed pants. And then I've got this, which is like a 3/4 legging, which again, these are the kind of things I just use under skirts or dresses on my period, really. Whereas these are my actual leggings. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just gonna put this in amongst the back there with my period stuff, which is where my 2 sweatpants are. So how much tidier is that looking now? That is all of my clothes. That's the short I've just put up there, by the way. But that is everything. How... honestly, for me, this just feels so calm and just so peaceful. Honestly, it really does. Just opening and seeing this like exact number of clothes and just like it's just tidy. Yeah, so that's what we've got going on at the top. We've got the 3 pants, we've got a white jean, my White Company organic cotton gray one, and then my blue jean just right at the top there. And then for sweaters, I have 2 sweaters, my Ralph Lauren sweater and my like white Asda sweater, which I use with leggings all the time, especially around the house. And then these are my t-shirts. So I do have these 4 underneath these 3, so that's a total of 7, 1 for each day of the week. But what I'm going to do is, these are actually really old, the ones under there. A couple of them were gifted to me by my mom during postpartum, and I don't want them anymore, so I'm going to donate them because I can't sell them, they're not looking good. And I'm just gonna have these 3, and I'm gonna get just either the same exact colors or a few different colors of these 2 long ones, and then that's it, or a couple of maybe long sleeve shirts. So I'm going to do the final bit of tidying up now, which is basically just to clean everything. Yeah, just basically just to vacuum, that's all.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain. Startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Beyond
So I hope you've enjoyed watching all of that, and it's made the decluttering process a lot easier, maybe more simple and more straightforward for you. So now we're going to get into the final decluttering tips. So apart from the things that I've been sharing as I've gone on, I have my final tips, and these are going to apply whether you live in a climate where it's where there aren't very many seasons. So maybe it's like usually warm and it gets a little bit cold, but it never gets like cold, right? For example, for me in the UK, we do have all 4 seasons. Sometimes we have all 4 seasons in one day. So, you know, when it's springtime, it is springtime. When it is fall, like now, autumn, it is autumnal. You know, it's not quite freezing yet, but it's chilly. So you might need a cardigan, but you don't need a coat. You know, it's all of those kind of considerations as a woman. You know, in the summer's a little bit hit and miss, but summer's still there. It is still a time where it is warm and you can, you know, wear a dress or wear shorts. So basically we do have all 4 seasons, and what you've just seen inside of my wardrobe, that is everything. Those things, they carry me through all 4 seasons. Yeah, just going back to living seasonally, what you saw there is everything that I have. And you might think, okay, well, how am I going to declutter like coats? The 3-month rule. I think there's like a minimalist 3-month rule where if you haven't worn something for 3 months, that you get rid of it. So the way I like to apply this, usually people who live seasonally, they say, well, that doesn't work because I won't use my winter coats for 4 or 5 months, but that doesn't mean I don't need them again next winter. True, but this is how you can apply that rule to maximize decluttering in your wardrobe, so you're not hoarding things that you actually, it turns out that you don't need. So with the 3-month rule, apply it seasonally. Say you have 6 coats, okay? Give yourself this winter season and say, okay, if I don't wear it in these 3 months of winter, some of them have to go. You choose how many, maybe 1, maybe 3, maybe 4, whatever works for you. You choose that number. But apply that rule that way. So apply that 3-month rule per season. So then we're on to spring. So then we're going to think, okay, the 3 months roughly of spring, is there anything within that spring wardrobe that I have that I actually didn't use within those 3 months? Set it aside or just straight up get rid of it. And that's how you can apply that 3-month rule, even when you live in a seasonal climate, so that you can still make the most of decluttering. So you don't have to just fall back on like, yeah, the 3-month rule is all well and good. If I haven't used something for 3 months, I'll get rid of it. But then you're probably thinking, well, that would be all of my summer stuff and all of my winter stuff, right? Because in the summer, you don't wear winter stuff and blah, blah, blah. But that's how you apply it. So during the winter, think about all of the stuff that you're wearing. And if there's anything that you didn't wear that season, really think about letting it go. Because if you didn't wear it this season, do you really think you're going to save it for a whole year and wear it next season? You know, so really think carefully about that and just maybe consider that that's probably an item that you should let go of. That is one of my final decluttering tips. You can completely apply the 3-month minimalism rule to a seasonal wardrobe. You just have to apply it season by season. Anything that you don't use this season, put it aside and get rid of it, and don't store it for next season unless there's really good reason. So just kind of anything that, you know, you maybe used once or twice, or you used it, you had every intention of using it, you put it on and then maybe it was uncomfortable. Again, just probably let it go. Be very careful about storing things for like next season, next winter. If you know that you didn't use them this season, you know? So yeah, that's how you apply that decluttering and purchase tip that I found, or that I recommend, is consider having a color palette. So for me, obviously, I really like browns and neutrals and beiges. I find them very calming. Obviously, there's a lot of science behind color therapy if you want to think about something like that. So these are the kind of colors that make me happy. I used to wear a lot of pinks and things like that, but I don't really wear pink anymore because I actually don't like it, funnily enough, even though I used to love pink. I used to wear tons of pink, like pink tweed sets and all sorts of stuff. Consider having a color palette. Whatever color palette brings you joy. It does not have to be neutrals like mine is, and it can be anything. It's like if you love red, have like all of your stuff in red. But having a color palette is just such a good way of like number one, not overbuying, because it makes it really easy when everything combines in your wardrobe and everything works together. And you start experiencing that, you'll be so much more reluctant to buy something just because it's on sale, or just because it's cute, or just because you think it's fun. So say my wardrobe is like these colors, like it is, and I find a really cute sweater, cable knit, but it's like a dark blue. I'd be like, yeah, okay, I can make an exception, but let's think really carefully, right? With the clothes that we know that I have dark browns and this kind of stuff. A navy blue wouldn't necessarily work with my autumn winter color palette that I've chosen to have. So it could end up being a piece that I don't normally reach for. So by having that color palette, you're really kind of streamlining, first of all, your purchasing process, because you're already kind of on the lookout for stuff that's going to work with what you already have. And that's going to help build a closet that just combines and work together. If you have a combinable color palette, your life's just going to be like way easier. All of your pieces will work together in your wardrobe, and like I say, you won't be buying stuff that you end up not using as well. So that's my last decluttering and capsule wardrobe tip, is consider having or building a wardrobe with a color palette. All right, now to end the video, I'm just going to talk to you about all the benefits that I have felt with having a minimal and a capsule wardrobe. Right off the bat, I'm going to say that I will not be talking here for ages about this, because I could sit here and talk to you about the benefits of having a minimal wardrobe for a very long time, because there are so many, and it's more than what you would think. It really starts kind of helping in a lot of different areas of life. Like, it helps you with your calmness and your being overwhelmed if you have a lot of choices. So there's kind of like a lot more that it affects, rather than just like, oh yeah, I have a really great capsule wardrobe, I'm happy and I'm fashionable. Like, it goes a lot deeper than that. So there's a lot I could say, but I'm just going to break it down into some quick things. So the benefits are going to be clarity. The more streamlined your closet is, the more minimal, the more selective it is, because you have selected those things, the more clarity you are going to have. You're going to have more clarity about what you like, which means you're going to have more clarity about what you want to wear, and what you want to buy as well. So it makes things a lot clearer. The more minimal you are, the more clearer it is for what your style is, what you like, what you feel comfortable in. So clarity is like a huge benefit of having a minimal wardrobe. And that clarity, like I said, it transfers over into the purchases that you make, because it's a lot easier to know. You know very well what you feel comfortable in. You know very well what you like to wear, what you feel confident in. And it's a lot harder for those kind of sales or seasonal or trendy items to persuade you, because you do have that clarity, and no, I know that I love that skirt, but the truth is I'm probably not going to use it, because you have those processes in place. You know that it probably wouldn't suit your lifestyle. You know that you might not have much opportunity to wear a skirt like that because of the places you go and the things you do. So all of those things just really come into play. So clarity is like a huge one, and the clarity affects a lot of different facets of your life. So yeah, the second benefit is the ease of getting dressed. Obviously, it's very easy when you walk into a streamlined, color coordinated wardrobe to choose something to wear that day. Number one, it's organized, so there's less chaos for you to work out. It's just like, okay, there's these 2 pants, or there's these 5 things, and it's much more simple. So ease of getting dressed every day, that's a huge one. That is a huge benefit that you're going to have. The third one is, like I just explained several times, is everything combines and works together. So in order for a capsule wardrobe and a small wardrobe to work, it has to be functional. So the items have to work pretty much with most of the other items that you have. So no longer does it work to have that trendy top that you wear with those trendy pants, but you know that you can't wear with a lot of other stuff in your closet. So all of that kind of stuff just goes out the window. Everything that you have combines together and works well together. The next benefit is that everything fits. So again, this is a very relatable one for most women. They have a lot of things in their closet or in their wardrobe that they would love to wear, but they know it just doesn't fit right. So maybe it's too tight, maybe it's a little bit uncomfortable, maybe you don't like it when you sit down, maybe you don't feel that confident in it, maybe it's too loose or too baggy, maybe the pants are just like, just too loose, so you're conscious that you're always kind of hitching them up. Whatever it may be, any items that don't fit right, they don't give you confidence. They don't make you feel like a well-dressed, elegant, put-together woman. So you shouldn't have anything that fits badly in your closet. And having such a small amount of clothes means that you have to make sure that all of those clothes fit you well. They have to be comfortable. They have to fit in the right way. So again, this is another huge benefit that you're going to have from streamlining your closet, is that your clothes, whatever is in there, more likely than not is going to fit you in the right way. This is a really big one, decision fatigue and overwhelm. There's a lot of studies about this, about decision fatigue and how many choices that we make a day, especially in today's modern age with our technology and yada yada. I'm not here to give a sermon about that, but decision fatigue is a very real thing. So why not limit that as much as you can? Make your life easier. For me, having this kind of simple pared back wardrobe means that I'm not standing there like, should I wear this? Should I wear that? Should I wear that? I'm sure this is a very relatable thing for most women. We stand there, like when I had that massive amount of clothes that I explained at the beginning of the video, the amount of times that I would stand there and think, I have no idea what to wear. I have nothing to wear. I didn't want to wear anything that I had because it didn't make me feel confident or look good. And I was like, should I wear this? Should I wear that? Oh, is that a little bit too showy? Is that a little bit too this? Is that a little bit too that? And I was stuck trying to figure out something to wear for so long. That was really one of the motivating factors for me to try and declutter. Is like, I was so sick and tired of being overwhelmed by opening my closet and just being unhappy. I didn't want to open my closet and feel overwhelmed. Like, that's not positive. Why shouldn't you change that? So, again, decision fatigue and overwhelm pretty much will go out the window if you streamline your closet and you get yourself a more capsule, a more minimal wardrobe. Obviously, another one of the benefits, we've spoken about this already, is reduced spending, because you have more clarity and you know what you want to buy and you know what works for you. Naturally, you're going to stop spending on clothes. Also, because your approach to clothing is very different now. Your approach is not that you want to have a billion things and as many choices as possible. Your approach is actually the opposite. So you're already going to be spending less. And when you do spend, you're going to think very carefully about that purchase. And you're going to want to make sure that it's something that you really like, that you know that you're going to use. So reduced spending on clothing is a huge benefit that definitely comes with having a more minimal, pared back wardrobe. And lastly, alongside that, you probably won't have many regret purchases. So for me personally, I had a lot of those. I would do tons of impulse purchasing and I regretted a lot of the choices I made. So even with the Uggs, I had 6 pairs of Uggs, and a few of them were just in colors that I never really used, like black and stuff. And I actually bought black Uggs to wear with black tights. So when I was wearing the outfits where I wore a skirt with black tights, I could pair it with black Uggs. And I thought I was building a cohesive wardrobe by doing that. And the only thing I was doing was giving myself and just inundating myself with choices. And I just had just so many crazy amount of things. And I could never choose. And I'm telling you, it did not make me happy to have that amount of choice. This is not a judgment on people who are happy having that amount of choice, by the way. If you have a gigantic walk-in wardrobe and you love it, and every day you're like, yeah, I know what to wear, or you don't even think about it, you just choose whatever and it's not a big deal to you, that's awesome. For me, just the way that I operate, it definitely didn't work like that. It just didn't make me happy to have that much stuff. So if it makes you happy, go for it. I'm not here to preach and tell people what to do at all. I'm just saying, if you're interested in this subject matter, that's probably why you're watching this video. This is a huge benefit, is that you won't have any purchases that you regret. So I have bought ball gowns in the past. I've bought like crazy party dresses, like full sequin gold party dresses that I would only wear for New Year's Eve to go out for New Year's Eve parties. And I just don't do that anymore. I get that I don't do that anymore because I'm a mom. Okay, like I get that that's part of it. But there is like no way in hell that I would buy an item for like a single occasion or for one thing or one night. Like I would just see it as so wasteful now. And again, just like the physical space that it would take up anywhere, either inside my actual closet or packed in a little box to the side, that would just bug me. That would make me unhappy. So that's the way I operate. That's what I like, but that doesn't mean that that's what everyone likes, obviously. So if you like having a big massive wardrobe, go for it, and that's not a big deal. But yeah, so yeah, that was one of the last benefits, is no more regret purchases. So yeah, long story short, I believe that a minimal wardrobe, a functional, coordinated capsule wardrobe, gives you a clear, tidy, organized space, and that 100% trickles through hugely into every day having a free, clear, and organized mind. So I hope you've really enjoyed watching this, and I will see you in the next video.